I know Wes hasn't announced yet, when you're going to be in and that kind of thing, but just how ready are you to kind of get this thing cranking up here now and get on the ground?
I'm ready to go. Been here since July, so I've had a lot of time to get acclimated with the place and how they do things here, so I feel like I'm ready to get after it.
And again, I know we chatted about this in the fall, but Wes has talked a whole lot about all the different things he's tried to do with you, the reshaping of your body, different things with mechanics and velo and all that kind of thing. But I kind of want to hear it from you though, just kind of taking the top, just starting when he talks about that body shaping. Kind of what does he mean? What did you do, and kind of what did you do to accomplish that? And then kind of go into some of the things he's done with the mechanics. We'll kind of help you with that.
Yeah, since I got here, it was more about opening up ranges, like maybe gaining a little mobility in shoulders or hips. And it's not just getting more, but also finding optimal ranges, like where I operate best. So the process of that throughout the fall, there were some ups and downs, but I'm kind of expecting that with a lot of change. But finding those end ranges and finding those things that help me operate at the best of my abilities, I think it's helped with everything. I've added quite a few pitches since I've gotten here, and it's not like it happened overnight, but I feel like the transition was a lot easier with those changes.
And you added a spike, like what Wes called a spike pitch. Is that?
Yeah, I spiked curveball.
Spike curve, okay.
Yeah, sweeper, sinker, made some changes to my cutter, and then fastballs changed as well. So everything's kind of different from
you've got
what it was
about,
last year.
5 pitches now?
I'm at 6 now.
At 6 now.
Yeah, which is crazy to think because last year I was lucky to have 4. So now we're going to keep going, and who knows, maybe there's another one in there.
But we know it all starts with that fastball field, and that's what, when
Absolutely.
people look at you, I mean, you're a guy who can throw 100, and I think you said when Wes first spoke to you said there was 103 in the tank somewhere. And I know that kind of sets up everything else, but how well is that kind of part of it kind of going for that fastball, setting up these other pitches?
Yeah, it's going really well. We're kind of like in between right now, trying to figure out what I want to do. There's a lot of things with posture, tilt, arm slot. Like we're trying to find again like the optimal range, not necessarily trying to go too high or too low, but finding that medium ground where I can get the most out of it and also not sacrifice any velocity.
How are you different right now? As 2 weeks before the season started, as you from maybe where you were at the end of fall practice?
Yeah, I think confidence has been everything. I think throwing bullpens in the off season, really reiterating the things that we've worked on. I've found a lot of consistency and results bullpen wise. So I feel like going into this season, I've never been this confident about where I'm at with my skill set and also commanding the zone with all 6 of these new pitches.
You kind of see yourself as the leader of this staff? And there's a lot of guys on this team with a lot of experience too, but how do you kind of look at yourself in that regard?
Yeah, I feel like the way we all work is we have a lot of confidence in what we do. I feel like we move as a unit. I feel like we have a lot of guys with a lot of experience in college baseball. We have an older staff this year, so we're all kind of taking our experiences and the lessons we've learned, kind of bounce them off each other, and I think we're all better off because of it.
Yeah, I want to kind of get into the older staff part. I mean, this it's an older team in general. I mean, so many older transfers, but when you have a pitching staff like that, guys who have been in a lot of big moments before, other places. I mean, the importance of that. How can that kind of translate, you think, on the field this year for this team?
Yeah, it's super important. I think it's going to help us kind of stay steady, like not ride the highs or get too down in the lows. I think it's going to help us keep a good mindset going throughout the season because I don't think any team's ever gone 67-0, 69-0. So you got to be able to handle those successful moments and those not so great moments and kind of keep a level head and keep pushing.
Matt was just saying from the first phone call with Wes, he said he had a specific plan for him. What was that conversation like for you and Wes?
Yeah, we talked about a little bit in the fall, just kind of changing body, finding those good ranges. Back leg stuff, there's a ton of things that I can go into, but from the standpoint of just getting my body right and helping with my delivery, because that changed everything. It made all the fine-tuning adjustments, it made them come a lot faster, knowing that building from the ground up, I was where I needed to be.
Yeah. What did it do for you that he already had that plan in place when he first talked with you?
It was awesome. It made me feel really confident, and I felt really great about my choice to come here. I kind of knew when I first talked to him that this is where I wanted to be, just because he was so passionate in developing us and turning us into who we want to be. So, yeah.
Then I know we talked about it in fall a little bit, but what's your relationship like with Matt?
Yeah, it's been awesome. We've gone through highs and lows at Stanford together, dorm life, studying really hard, doing homework till 2 in the mornings on Friday night starts, whether it was me or him, or weekend starts, doing stuff after that. So I think us being here together, and we're both extremely grateful to be here. So I think that's going to take us a long way this year.
What's that Stanford homework like?
It was insane. My freshman season, I took, because they're on the quarter system, so we had winter, spring. So I took Calc 2 in the winter quarter and then Calc 3 in the spring. So I was pretty weighed down with that. Applied econometrics my sophomore spring. So starting at Friday night game at like Boston College towards the end of the year, I was up till 2:30, 3 in the morning doing homework after that. So it was part of it, and it was really challenging. I wouldn't trade my experiences there for anything. So yeah.
Are you close to a degree?
Yes, I believe so. With the way my credits transferred over, I had to change schools here. So instead of being in Terry, because I was an economics major at Stanford, so maybe pushed it back a semester just because of the way the credits transferred. But yeah, close.
What was the process? Like, why did you go in the portal, and did you look at any other schools seriously?
Yeah, I took a few visits. Got to see some of the best programs in the country and talk to the best minds in college baseball. But Wes was my first call. He was the one I wanted to go visit and come here and see. And as soon as I committed, I wanted to move out here right away. Because like we've talked about, the adjustments, kind of the plan, the stuff that he had laid out for me, and what we would do when I got here, it made the most sense for me. And I want to be the best pitcher I can be, and I think he's going to help me do that.
Did you talk to anybody about Wes before you came here?
Honestly, not really. Being from California, like he's predominantly from the Southeast, so I don't know a lot.
I don't know
of
if you knew
people
any
from
like
out
from
here.
the back from the Twins or anything like that.
No,
Yeah.
nothing. I didn't know much about him. I didn't know all the stops he'd made. So seeing like what he's done throughout each step gave me a lot of confidence. I know that he's seen this thing before. He's worked with the best pitchers in the world. So yeah.
Did you know about Paul Skenes and him?
I didn't until I talked to him for the first time, because talking to other schools, like what made these guys so good, and seeing where he'd been, it like kind of made sense. Like the success kind of followed him amongst the pitching staff. So I started to help me put the pieces together, and again, further make me confident in my decision to come here.
You said Wes is your first call. I wonder, like, what did you know about him prior towards looking into the transfer portal?
Honestly, not much. I heard great things about all the coaches in the SEC that reached out, but it was more as I talked to him and then started to talk to people that I guess I trusted or I knew, like whether it was advisors or friends of advisors, or I had a call with Paul, just kind of helped me through the process. So like all those people kind of helped guide me in the right direction, just because I didn't know much about Southeastern baseball, being from California.
What was that call with Paul like? What did y'all talk about?
Just honestly, just helping with the decision. It's tough because he had such a great experience at LSU, so it's tough to weigh what the most important thing is. So I think that I made a great choice, and he was pretty helpful with that.
How long did y'all talk?
I couldn't tell you. That was in June. I don't know. It was a good talk. We kind of talked about baseball and everything under the sun, so it was cool.
What did he tell you that kind of made you get to that final decision?
Yeah, it was tough because he wanted LSU, but it was more of like, I don't know, trying to stay as neutral as he can and just help me make a decision as a player. So it's hard to like, he couldn't really point me in one direction or the other. It was more of just like informing me on what's out there. And then from there, I made a choice.
You know, if you pull up your stats from Stanford, I guess the ERA is probably not exactly where you want it. What is key to getting that kind of in a better spot?
Yeah, honestly, as far as plan, like there isn't a step-by-step plan for me. It's more of like, we've worked the entire fall. I've worked with Wes. I worked with strength. Like we've worked so hard on my body to get my arsenal to where it needs to be. Now that I have 6 distinct pitches, like not everything's kind of in one area on the movement plot. It's more, for me, it's just about execution. That's what we've been working on for the past month, is executing pitches. Can we make counts, make tough situations? Like yesterday I threw a bullpen. It's runners first and second. You got to get the other team's best hitter out, and then you do a scouting report and like this whole thing. So having that throughout the fall and winter, I feel equipped and prepared to go out there and do it.
Got time for one more question?
You're kind of the headliner of the additions in terms of the attention nationally. Do you welcome that, kind of living up to that kind of expectation?
Yeah, it's a privilege. Honestly, I've had that with me kind of when I got into college, just finishing my senior year so well. I think that it's a privilege, and I don't know, I enjoy it. I try not to focus too much on it. I'm not really on social media too much, so just got to keep going. Yeah.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.